My grandfather owned a farm. He would always come get me, my brother, my two sisters, and we'd always round up in his truck, get to his farm as fast as we could, because we always knew it was going to be a great weekend. We would pull up. I still remember the smell of cow manure like it was yesterday. Waiting as anxious as I can to get out of the truck. The door opens up. Me, my brother, my sisters, we run out to see the normal farm things. Cows, pigs, hay, and then of course those other few normal farm things. From there, we go inside and we eat breakfast. He always made eggs. He had chickens. After we would eat our breakfast, we would go out in the yard, just having a good old family time on the farm. Most people that are listening to this, I'm sure, had a great farm growing up as well. But ours was so much more. It wasn't just that place that we went to get away for the weekend. My grandfather made that special for us. He always treated me and my brother differently, but I liked it because we got the extra attention from Grandpa. He would always take my sisters and lock them in the basement. Now me and my brother get really happy, but not as happy as my grandfather would. I remember particularly, he always had a lump in the front of his pants. Occasionally he would have me and my brother sit on it. Just normal grandfather things. After my sisters were locked in the basement and my grandfather was running around as happy as he ever was, he took me and my brother out to his barn. Now, I said earlier in the story about how my grandfather had pigs, hay, and cows. My grandfather was a cow too. He was born that way. But he wasn't like all the other cows. He didn't have the weird spots. He didn't have a tail. And he didn't have multiple udders. He only had one. And I remember he used to always get down on all fours and he would start mooing. And me and my brother would always look at each other and giggle. And we'd be like, "Grandpa, you're such a silly cow." I remember my grandfather, he would always have us stand next to him. And he'd tell us, both me and my brother, "You know how Grandpa was born with one udder?" Me and my brother look at each other out in excitement and we say, "Yeah?" He would say, "How about this? You and your brother milk my udder as fast as you can, and whoever can milk me the fastest gets to drink the milk." Me and my brother's eyes open up really wide. Such excitement. My brother gets down first. He's like, oldest first. And he goes at my grandpa's udder as fast as he can. 30 seconds later, a decent amount of milk came pouring out of my grandfather's udder. At this point, I was licking my lips because I knew how delicious it was. My brother looks at me and he says, "Your turn." So I get down on my knees and I start milking my grandfather with all that I have in me. I still will never forget the noises that came from his mouth every time me and my brother would milk his udder. Slight groaning. It was almost like a whimpering. But I knew that if I went as fast as I could, faster than my brother, I would get to drink the milk. So I did. My brother milked him in 30 seconds. I milked him in only 15. The sheer look of disappointment on my brother's face when he knew that I was going to get Grandpa's milk. So I run around, excited as I am. I take that cup and I drank it. Every single drop, as thick as it was. I remember I've had milk from other cows before. Their milk was much more smooth. My grandfather's was rather thick and pulpy. So now as an adult, I often find myself going to the local Quick Trip, and I see they have milk, and I ask them, "Where's the pulpy milk?" They look at me with confusion. They're like, "Pulpy milk?" I tell them the story I'm telling you, and it always results in me being escorted. I don't know if it's that they're jealous that they didn't have that close of a relationship with the grandfather, or if they just think I'm lying. It was great stuff, and I wish I could still have a nice, thick, pulpy glass of my grandpa's milk.